Inside, I was dying slowly, you know what I mean? And I was trying to numb it with like anything I could.
26-year-old Nicole Finn, or Coley, has now been clean for nearly 14 months. She was just 12 years old when she picked up her first drug, a variation between marijuana, alcohol, and Adderall.
I had absolutely no idea what was in store. I was so young and so like impressionable that I thought I was just doing it to fit in.
At first, it started off as just a fun time. But to Coley, she was filling a hole that no one knew of but herself.
I always like tried to fill it with these outside things, and like in all actuality what it comes down to is the fact that like I don't love myself. You know what I mean? I have like an issue with myself, like I'm my own problem.
Filling it with love and attention of others, validation through good grades, and staying active in school. But to her, nothing was ever enough. So she turned to drugs.
Like I just couldn't find my place in the world no matter how hard I tried. So when I found drugs and like I started doing drugs, it was almost as if like I could breathe again. Like I found my place, you know what I mean? I found what like made me feel like it was okay to be me. And like I ran with that. Slowly it went from like one drug to the next. Before like I graduated high school, I had found opiates. That was my drug of choice.
Her addiction to opioids started to become pricey, and soon what Coley once used to fill her void didn't seem to work anymore.
It didn't matter what drug I put in my system, I still like couldn't get rid of like the pain, the internal desperation and like loneliness. No matter what drug I put in my system, it wasn't helping. I still felt like that.
Coley soon turned to heroin, a cheaper drug that can keep her high for a whole day, as opposed to just a mere few hours. But she hit rock bottom, getting locked out of her parents' house in Stoughton, Massachusetts, and finding herself in Falmouth. In July 2014, Coley headed to detox.
I just knew like it had worked for other people, and like maybe it would work for me. I'd give it a try.
Soon after that, she saw herself slowly gaining her self-worth and confidence back, going to bed with a sense of pride, a sense to stay alive.
I gained little things back, and then like I said, like I decided like, oh, I can get high one last time, and like I got high, and like I couldn't stop getting high.
That's when the HBO documentary Heroin Cape Cod started. Nicole and 7 other active addicts were showcased at their lowest moments, some losing their battle with the disease.
It's very like raw and real, and like the parts that like most people would like turn away at, like they zoom in.
At the end of the documentary, Coley was the only one to pack up everything she owned and head right back to detox. One last time.
I think it was the fact that I had like a taste that like the grass is greener on the other side. You know what I mean? When I was like an active addiction, I didn't think the grass was greener on the other side. I thought like recovery sucks too, because like I thought everything sucked.
It has now been 14 months since Nicole has been clean.
I don't know, just had like the willingness, like I made like the promise to myself that like I was never gonna go back to that feeling again. I was never gonna put my head on the pillow again, like wishing to not wake up the next morning. It's like easy for me to be like grateful for the fact that like I wake up every day and I get to take a breath. I get to wake up every day and like be able to call my mother and tell her I love her, and like text my dad and tell him like, hey, what's up?